What's going on, folks? A little change of scenery. Just gonna go on real quick, little follow-ups while my girl's at the store. Here we go. I'm trying this for the first time, calling off of my laptop using this new smartphone integration through the new Podio setup. Oh, you know what? I know why it's not gonna work. I gotta come in here, change the settings to internal speakers and internal speakers. Let me log out real quick, log back in. If you were on the live earlier when I generated that last lead, that last contact that I made while cold calling, ran the numbers, not very attractive. He's asking 100. He said he's negotiable. He's gotten an offer for 80 and an offer for 42. He's definitely not entertaining the offer at 42, but it sounded like he was considering the 80. But even then, I think we'd probably want to be anywhere between like 50 and 60. It's just such a small place. It's not even 1,000 square feet, and it's not in the attractive part of town. The attractive part of town is right up next to the water. It's pretty close to the water, but it's like very clear that it's a dramatic. Come on, it's a dramatic shift in value. Now I'm having an issue with this smartphone. It's literally doing the same thing. Wow. It's pull it up through here. Now we know how to defeat that. Yo, what's up? My voice better, but still not normal. I'll be hitting it hard again tomorrow. Yeah. Figured. I don't know if you were on the. All right, so here we go. I'm logged in. Oh, no, I'm not. All right, I'm just gonna call from right here. Somebody's in, save me.
This is Victor Ramos.
This is Victor Ramos. Man, never answers his phone. He seems like a Saturday type of follow-up. Never answers. I'm saying, I've had such good conversations with him too. Like, he knows he needs to sell. This is the I'm at work, I'm busy guy. It's a little frustrating. Gross. Marcos, I don't have a number for, of course.
Leave a message. At the tone, please record your.
I picked up for a second. No answer. Rang twice. Went to voicemail. Sounds like he hung up. Seems like another Saturday type follow up. Said it should close by the end of the month. Told him we'll call around then to make sure it goes through. That's not going to go through. Said they got an offer for what they want, 170. What was our max? 90. This is another one again. I mean, I don't know about the condition of the place. Poor, full rehab. Yeah, we'll definitely follow up at the end of the month. Push this out a couple weeks. Try from a different caller ID here. Just because I can. Well,
I'm sorry, but the person you called had. Hello, you've reached Loretta. I'm unable.
like to me, it doesn't seem like to me. I feel like they would end the call if it was popping up as spam. I also just have to, you know, then come to the realization that people just don't answer their phones. You know what I mean? Like, especially the type of people that really need our help. Those are the type of people who are ignoring all types of phone calls. I think I'm just gonna be. She's hard to get a hold of now. I know that's what I mean. Like I'm just gonna be really. You know what? I want to make that transition of the time being spent. Like you know, we say it all the time. Like honestly, like 95% of the efforts right now should just be on the dialer or generating leads. However, it's got to be lead generation though, because what I'm trying to say is we should be okay with only ever getting a hold or like getting 2 out of every 10 people on the phone. But if we're only calling 10 people at a time, 20 people at a time, then only ever talking to like 2 to 3 people, I think that's like reasonable. You know what I mean? Obviously, you'd want it to be a little higher, much higher, but with the type of leads that are in the system right now, I don't think we can expect much more than that. Oh, and what I was gonna say too is like just being more honest about the timeline of these people. Like it's one only when it comes to us determining how frequently we should be following up. Like if they're telling us follow up in 6 months, we'll follow up in three, or follow up in 3 months, we'll follow up in a month and a half. But if like they're not answering constantly, I think there's a lot of merit to just like starting to push those follow ups further and further out, as opposed to like more and more frequently, unless you know it's like a hot lead. But for these people who we like talked with one time, and we haven't gotten a hold of them in 6 months, I just think that there's not no point, but the priority just starts to dwindle and dwindle. It's like I'm just gonna be a little bit quicker to say like, oh, we haven't gotten a hold of them since last June, and we've followed up like a couple times a week since then, and still haven't gotten a hold. Okay, well, it's not worth following up a couple times a week. Let's follow up a couple times a month, and then if we do that for a year and we still haven't gotten a hold of them, it's like okay, we've already we've already kind of eliminated the problem of like reaching out to them off of multiple phone numbers. So we'll be doing that anyways. So if they're just not answering, they're just not answering. And there's no point in like following up more frequently. If anything, like I said, there's reason to follow up less frequently to shift priority and make sure that we're allocating as much time to the hottest of the leads or generating new hot leads as opposed to trying to get a hold of leads that weren't really even warm in the first place, let alone you know, like rather generate new lukewarm leads as opposed to like spend time trying to get a hold of these old lukewarm leads that aren't answering the phone. So like this guy, I talked to him back in October. He was like, "Yeah, I'd want to sell, but like I don't have anywhere to go to," and that's kind of the part that's holding me back. Like these people who like are gonna get off their ass and do something about it. Quite honestly, they're not motivated. They're not motivated enough to have this little fire under their ass to actually do something.
Please leave your message for 8.
Especially those type. Like, I don't know. I just need some I need some motivation. Not me personally. I need some motivation out of these leads. Like this guy. I haven't talked to him since October, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to sell, but I just need a new place to move to, and I don't know. That's kind of what's holding me back." You know, it's like, well, have you talked to anybody about it? I just, I know it sounded like I'm complaining, but I'm trying to catch somebody at a good time, at a time where they've already given a substantial amount of thought to selling. They've maybe even explored some of their options, and they realize that taking a cash offer is their best option. Or right before that, where I'm able to educate them on why taking a cash offer is their best option. But I don't want to have to like think of inception. Like, I don't want to have to like plant the idea of selling into their head. I want them to have already done that. I want them to at least be willing to let me guide them, right? Like, I'm trying to hold your hand through everything, but if you're not willing to do it, then there's no point in starting. We either do it right or we don't do it at all. Maybe interested in a couple of years, it's like this person too. Interested in a couple of years, setting 6 months, taking care of her 92-year-old mother since the house is huge. Says if she doesn't die before her mother, and her mother died, she'll sell it. Keep checking in every couple of months. See, like, yeah, this person too. I'll call her right now, but if we don't get a hold of her, like, this one's appropriate. Like, yeah, like a 3 to 6 month follow up every time, regardless of whether or not we get a hold of her. Because if we're just simply following up, waiting for her mom to pass away, uh, I feel like hotter leads we can spend our time on. Yeah, some of them we don't need to follow up as often now. And for those ones that don't really answer, leaving text voicemail. Exactly. That's what I was just thinking. I picked up my phone. I was like, gosh, trying to like get a hold of them somehow, whether that be a text.
Please leave your message for 8.
Like, I'm gonna set this one for like a 6 month follow up. I think of like my future self. My old boss, he always used to say this, and always kind of bothered me at the time, but it makes a lot of sense now. He said, gosh, now I'm blanking on what it even said. He says, like, set your future self up for success. Set your future self up for success. So when I'm in these leads and I'm doing everything, like, do as much as you can right now, so that the next time this lead pops up on my computer, I will have thanked my past self. Like, oh, like, thank God I've already done all of this. That way I don't have to like do it now. You're kind of just setting yourself up for little surprises in your pipeline. And I think about that. I think about that often, about like feeling like a sense of regret, or the need to follow up as frequently as we currently are, because I just would hate the feeling to pull the lead up in the future and be like, damn, like, it's been 6 months and we haven't followed up. But on the flip side, being able to recognize leads that I honestly wouldn't mind, like this woman right here, I wouldn't mind not seeing this lead pop up on my computer for another 6 months. And then when it does pop up, think like, oh, yeah, that's why we haven't followed up since we last followed up, because the lead's not that hot. Just being okay and like confident in the decision to let some leads go. I think that's a huge thing. I'm finding it's huge, at least, is like being willing to let them go. We work on that often, where we identify some of them and are like, why are we even following up with this person? Like, they don't even belong in here. Says he's waiting on workers to finish working on his street near his house. Said to keep checking in every few weeks. Like, this one's so weird. What do you mean? You're you're waiting on the workers to finish doing the labor on your street before you entertain selling? It's like, how long are they going to be there? Wow. Double tap that guy. Not that he's hot, but I just need to get somebody on the phone. He's a Spanish. No, he's English. Oh, I was planning on leaving him a voicemail and everything. So he said follow up every couple weeks. That was the first time I followed up with him. Exactly 2 weeks. I'll try him once more this week. But then again, like, I kind of want to almost, I think this is something that I explored in the past, is coming up with some standard operating procedures on follow up. Like, if we've already pre-qualified them on all fronts and they're just not prepared to do anything for so often, like how like often do we follow up before we say, okay, let's follow up less frequently? And then how many times do we follow up monthly before we say, okay, let's start following up every 6 months? I guess a lot of it is intuitive and that's okay. But like, this person, honestly, husband owns about 5 acres. This was the woman I talked with the other day. And they've just been slowly piecing off acreage, slowly selling it off. Like, it just doesn't sound like somebody that really needs our help, if you know what I mean. Just refinanced it. This one's the Spanish speaker. Wanted to sell in 3 months. I don't remember when you talked with him, but the lead was created 7 days ago. This might have even just been for myself wanting to. I guess no. Yeah, that one, I remember that one. It was a little odd. Like, it didn't make sense as to why he wanted to wait to sell if he just refinanced. Maybe there's like some type of clause in with the lender where he had to hold it for 90 days or something before he could sell. I don't know. It just seemed a little odd. There's always those days where not much chance, and then days where a lot. I know, exactly. Mother was in the hospital and she was there when I called. The car right at a bad time. That was 6 days ago. I remember this woman. She was a little upset that I called too.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 7136 616-683 is not available.
Don't steal the lead. Oh my God.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Kathy, how's it going? This is Derek. We had spoke the other day. I think I had caught you at a bad time when you were at the hospital with your mother. I do hope everything's okay with that. I was just looking to reconnect. You've been going back and forth a little bit with my partner about your place over on Lamplighter Circle out in Missouri City. I just wanted to reconnect with you, seeing if you've given it any more thought, and if you were interested in receiving a cash offer, I'd love to, like I said, reconnect with you, learn a little bit about the property, and see if it's something that we might be interested in making an offer on. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Uh, yeah, exactly, Jared. That's what I was saying too. It's like if I'm only calling 20 people, there's going to be those like off days where honestly I can call all 20 of those people and nobody answers. Maybe it's because the caller IDs are, we got unlucky, because I've been testing these IDs and like every single one of them are good on my girl's phone. A couple of them are good on my phone and the rest are spam. And like the same thing, it seemed like when I was calling you, Jared, like some of them are good, some of them are spam. And then sometimes I'll call myself right away again off of one that just popped up as spam and it'll be good. So it's like I've stopped giving much thought to that. I just am giving thought to the warmth of the leads that are in the system now and the number of leads. Truly, that's where my head's been, is the number of leads. Because to that point, if I'm only calling 20 people, like I gotta be okay with only getting a hold with a couple of them. Now, if I'm following up with 50 pre-qualified leads every day and nobody's answering, okay, there's something that needs to be addressed, some diagnosis, somebody want to come up? Something that needs to, something's going on with his leg. This guy, always something. But yeah. Anyways, my computer's about to die, so I literally no contacts, but it's all good because I hit a cold contact session earlier. Did generate a lead. It's not the best of leads, but the guy, now that I'm looking into it, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I ran the comps on it. He wanted 100, said he's negotiable, said he's got an offer at 80, and that he got an offer at 42 that he pretty much laughed at. And we would, I think, need it probably somewhere at like 60, 65. Um, he's not entirely motivated. He just wants to move to get his kids into a better schooling system. But I did look into it, ran the comps, and he does owe like over $6,000 in some type of tax. So he has a lien on the property. So there may be a little bit more motivation there than I thought on the first phone call. So definitely call and let him know what we're thinking in terms of the numbers, but not the craziest of leads. But again, if we're getting people like that once a day, and making offers to them, I truly feel that that's like a at least one deal a month effort, or operation rather. If you can get like 1 to 2 of those type of leads every day, which is very reasonable and very doable with probably 3 to 5 hours on the dialer or some other type of marketing efforts. So, anyways, calling it here. Appreciate you as always for hopping on. I think it was just me and Jared hanging out here for this one. But if you catch this one after the fact, I appreciate you tapping in. Wish this big guy, keep him in your thoughts. Like I said, something's going on with his leg. We got to get him into the vet. He's been limping all day, or for like the past 3 days, to be honest. So appreciate you guys. If you tap in after the fact, do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, notification button if you did enjoy the content. I look forward to tapping in with all of you guys in future streams. Check out the links in the description below if you want to get in contact with me. Somebody had asked for my email earlier. I wasn't sure why, because that's all they asked for. I imagine it was to link up on some type of real estate opportunity, if they had a deal, if they were wanting to reach out for any JV opportunities. So if anybody is in the Houston metro market and wants to link up, see if I can add any value to what you have going on, I would love to connect. Uh, like I said, a couple links in the description to get a hold of me, my Instagram and the Discord group. So look forward to talking with you either there or on a future stream. So till the next one. Peace.